Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is July 26, 2011. Let's get right into these charts here. I'm going to start off with the ES futures. This is the S&P 500 E-mini futures. You can see them trading up about 3.5 points at the moment to 1336.75. Market is catching a little bit of a bid before the open. Yesterday, you did have that nice big rollover in the market, and today it has recouped some of those losses. So we'll see where this market heads, and we'll see how this plays out. Now, one thing I want to point out today, the U.S. dollar index is trading lower. Obvious, that is common. Anytime the stock market is up, usually the dollar is down, and that is the case this morning. U.S. dollar index futures are trading down 46 cents at the moment to 73.79. You can see here on the daily chart, we have now broken down pretty sharply, and we're approaching the May lows for the dollar. So the dollar has come in pretty sharply and now approaching the May lows, which there will be some support around that 73.50, maybe 73.40 level on the dollar, and we'll see how that plays out. But right now, dollar still remains very, very weak, and the market is holding up fairly well for the most part. We'll see what today's action brings us. One thing we want to take note of is that we're dealing with the debt ceiling crisis here. So everybody should be aware of that. The debt ceiling crisis is really front and center. And then you have the problems in Europe, which do not seem to go away today. It looks like Italy and Spain are facing some higher yields again. So that problem is not going away. I don't foresee that problem in Europe going away really for the rest of the year, even into 2012. But you never know. Something could be struck, and a deal could be struck there, and it could, float these countries along for a little while. But there's major issues there, as there are in the United States as well. The debt ceiling, in my opinion, is really, we're going to continue. When does raising the debt ceiling stop? I mean, we've raised it, I guess, 70 times over the last 40 years. Ronald Reagan alone raised it 18 times. President Clinton, President Bush, you've seen President Obama. They all raised it, but when does it stop? That's what I think the people want to know, but we'll see how that plays. This is not a political show. Again, futures are positive, and we'll see how that remains. One thing I want to take a look at is silver. SLV closed yesterday at 39.31. It just got a little bit of a pop, a little bit of a bid. It was trading down a little bit, and now it's trading at 39.47. So silver's holding steady. It's not really surging or breaking out, but it's kind of holding steady. The same with the GLD. GLD has had a great move recently off the highs. This morning, GLD is trading up, well, I should say down just a little bit. Yesterday closed at 157.34. Today you're at 157.15. But, ever so slowly, it just continues to creep higher. And, gold is holding up. The more problems out of Europe, the better gold and silver could do. However, any resolution there, short-term resolution, that could cause gold and silver to pull back. So we'll see how that plays out. Let's take a look at the USO this morning. Okay, here we got the USO, and you'll see that yesterday USO closed at 38.68, and today it's trading up to $39. So good little pop in the morning here for USO as the dollar is weaker. And what do you see? You see oil trading up higher. Okay, so that's pretty much cut and dry on what we're used to. Spot crude is trading just about $100 a barrel right now. I believe it's $99.95, up about 75 cents on the day. So again, we're right at $100 barrel oil, and you can see the USO. It's reacting favorably. So weaker dollar, stronger move in oil. Now here's the UGA. I don't talk about this too much in the pre-market, but here's a daily chart of the UGA. Let me just get rid of these lines so everybody could see clearly. But there you can see that we've been putting in a sideways base here, and we're not really too far off the highs. 56 is the high for the United States Gasoline Fund. So you'll see, prices are starting to creep back up at the pump, and that's all based on a weaker dollar. You want to get the dollar, if you strengthen the dollar, all these commodity prices will go lower. So that's what we're looking at the moment. Last night there was some news out of Asia. The Asian stocks, for the most part, rallied. You had the Hang Seng up 1.25 points. The Nikkei was up almost a half a point. The Shanghai was up about a half a point. Australia was up almost a full point. However, the Indian Sensex, Okay, this is the Indian markets in India, down almost 2% last night. So they raised their rates, they raised their interest rates, and I believe to 8% is now their benchmark rate. And again, when you raise rates, that will slow down your economy as money borrowing becomes more expensive. But traders must watch for the stocks like Tata Motors. That could be under some problems. The IFN, which is the India fund, that could come under some problems today. Okay, so watch all the Indian ADRs. They'll come under at least morning pressure. Okay, so just be aware of that, and you can see it here already. Yeah, there goes the IFN already trading down to 29.90. Tata Motors trading down to 22.23. So these stocks will all come under pressure today, at least initially early in the session. Okay, so watch that, all the Indian ADRs. All right. Another thing I want to point out, George Soros last night, I guess this morning, there's a report saying he will shut down his hedge fund. Okay, he's been running that hedge fund for 38 years. He will shut it down. The reports are that the new rules of the economic environment has become too tough. They're just not going to be favorable to trade money for other people. So he is shutting down his hedge fund. He will return money to clients. And that's, George Soros has had an outstanding record over the years, and he will be closing that hedge fund. So again, that is some more news. We're also going to have economic news today. Let me just give a quick little rundown of what that is. I believe we have Case-Shiller at 9 o'clock. You have consumer confidence at 10, and then you have new home sales at 10 o'clock as well. So some economic news that is due out a little bit later today. Now, a couple stocks to go over. One, Netflix. Netflix is getting hit hard today. Last night, the company reported earnings. Stock is down sharply. You're right in this 255, 256 area. There's a lot of support here on the daily chart. Okay, next spot of support on the daily chart would be down to 240. But, we'll see if this level does hold, 255 area. I am showing pretty good support there. After that, though, it is $240. So that would be another good support level. 255 and then 240. Traders that are short term, like myself, can watch for those levels to look for bounces. Another stock last night in the news, Texas Instruments. Okay, we'll take a look at Texas Instruments. Not really doing too much. Yesterday the stock closed at 31.47. Today he's trading at 31.60. Not a big deal. Now Broadcom, major semiconductor. This stock had a real good pop yesterday after earnings, after the closing bell. You could see the big spike up, and it's chopping around over here. Broadcom does have a lot of resistance around this 37 level. It did trade above there yesterday, and it's trading at 37.50 at the moment. So just watch 37 and then $38. Pretty good resistance. I'm not sure the stock will have a lot more upside left in the tank, but you never know. But I'm not seeing that at least today. Okay, so that's really what I'm seeing as the major movers this morning. We'll see how this... Oh, I forgot one. Take a look at Baidu. Very, very strong, reporting earnings yesterday as well. And Baidu is trading up at, I believe, a new high for the year. And this is around 166, 167. But this stock could be a fade candidate as well, as it is now getting extended. But still a strong pop after earnings yesterday. And we'll see if it can hold. I'm not really sure if it's going to hold. It really probably depends on the market and how the market holds up. Okay. With that said, I think that does everything that we've looked at everything that we wanted to today, and I just want to wish you all a good trading day. Those in the chat room, I'll see you on the charts at 9:30. Take care.